"And what gift would the dwarf ask of the elves?" said Galadriel, turning to Gimli. Hello friends, it's Carl here, and today we're going to be looking at the hidden significance behind Galadriel's gift to Gimli. Galadriel was considered to be an immense beauty, even amongst her fellow elves, and her hair was described as being gold touched with silver, and that it bore a certain radiance, one that resembled the light of the two trees of Valinor. When the Fellowship passes through Lothlorien, Gimli remains in awe of her, the way she uses the dwarven language to name Khazad-dûm, and in her eyes he saw love and understanding, in one whom previously he had thought of as an enemy. This was a turning point for him, as he let go of the enmity his people bore towards the elves, and we see this in their parting. When Galadriel is giving the Fellowship gifts, she eventually turns to Gimli. Now this is quite a long paragraph, but I don't feel that paraphrasing it would do it justice, so I'm going to read it out to you. "And what gift would the dwarf ask of the elves?" said Galadriel, turning to Gimli. "None, lady," answered Gimli. "It is enough for me to have seen the Lady of the Galadrim, and to have heard her gentle words." "Hear all the elves," she cried to those about her. "Let none say again that dwarfs are grasping and ungracious. Yet surely, Gimli, son of Gloin, you desire something that I could give. Name it, I bid you. You shall not be the only guest without a gift." "There is nothing, Lady Galadriel," said Gimli, bowing low and stammering. "Nothing unless it might be, unless it is permitted to ask, nay, to name, a single strand of your hair, which surpasses the gold of the earth as the stars surpass the gems of the mine. I do not ask for such a gift, but you commanded me to name my desire." The elves stirred and murmured with astonishment, and Celeborn gazed at the dwarf in wonder, but the lady smiled. "It is said that the skill of the dwarf is in their hands rather than in their tongues," she said. "Yet that is not true of Gimli, for none have ever made to me a request so bold and yet so courteous. And how shall I refuse, since I commanded him to speak? But tell me, what would you do with such a gift?" "Treasure it, lady," he answered, "in memory of your words to me at our first meeting, and if I ever return to the smithies of my home, it shall be set in imperishable crystal to be an heirloom of my house, and a pledge of goodwill between the mountain and the wood until the end of days." Galadriel then proceeds to give him not one, but 3 of her golden hairs, and this has a really beautiful significance, which I'll explain right now. All of this is linked to Faenor, the greatest elfsmith who ever lived, and he was Galadriel's cousin. For he too had asked Galadriel for a lock of her hair, but she refused him, as she saw the darkness and pride inside him. Faenor was proud and undaunted, and he made the same request 2 more times, and yet he was still denied. In his frustration, it's believed that he went to create the 3 Silmarils, the most beautiful gems ever created, unmatched by any others, and these gems were said to be inspired by Galadriel's hair. I don't believe it's a coincidence that Faenor asked her 3 times and got nothing, while Gimli asked her for 1 mere hair and was given 3 instead. And I think this difference is due to their heart. Galadriel says that Gimli's heart is pure, and this matches his intention, that he desired her hair as a symbol of friendship between his people and hers. The way he asks her is also vastly different, for Gimli asks her humbly, with no expectations. Faenor, on the other hand, was proud, and his request was much more than a single hair, it was a lock. Also, the darkness inside him that she mentions was present, and it makes him commit many terrible acts during the first stage, but I'll cover these in another video. I find it very poetic that one of the greatest elves that ever lived was denied, while a simple, humble dwarf was given that which the elf desired. In the films, when Gimli recounts this to Legolas, we see Legolas smile as if he knows the history behind its significance. And if that's the case, I really like the subtle nods that we have in the films. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I think it's one of the sweetest, most touching parallels in the Lord of the Rings. Anyway, if you feel I deserve it, drop a like, and subscribe to join our fellowship today. I hope to see you all in my next video, where together we'll once again explore the wonderful world and lore of Middle-earth.